In the bottom right-hand side, our blue Prowlers player, entering our third best of 5 today, is going to be herO. He takes on the red Zerg in the top left corner of the map. We have got ourselves a rogue. Like I said, my prediction is herO wins, but rogue gets a map, maybe 2 with some of that kind of Lingbane Hydra aggression we've seen a good amount of lately. I think that's the kind of stuff rogue will enjoy playing. Aggression, being able to be kind of a feisty, kind of crazy Zerg early in this game does typically lend itself towards his style of play, so I like that idea. Let's see where we get to as first couple moments start up, and we have ourselves the hatchling the gas coming on down. Probe scouting here did not get the block on the hatchery, so the natural location is going to be taken without issue. And give me 30 seconds, guys. I'm just going to check why Ellie is barking the head off. Give me 2 seconds. Ellie update. She is just barking at people out on the street. Alright. Me and Ellie are home alone, so you know. She's keeping an eye out. I'm checking if she's actually noticed anything interesting. So far, she has not. Well, Queen's the link speed coming through the Stargate, and the Nexus coming about as well as we just settle ourselves down into game 1 of this best of 5. Everything looking pretty regular for the first few moments of this PvZ. Nothing to really point out just yet. Obviously, PvZ, the little shift we've seen of that has been that a lot of players, you know, well, Banes are a little bit better with that Banes HP buff. So Banes are a little bit better, so you're seeing kind of Lingbane Hydra be more of a thing, and because of that, there's less reliance on lurkers. And there's a little bit of kind of crossover there with lurkers being less reliant because your Lingbane Hydra is better. And also, storms are a little bit better against lurkers than they were before. So there's a little bit less lurker play, but it's not really being kind of completely eliminated or anything. But Lingbane Hydra definitely seems like it's much more back than it was before too. Storm has still been good in this matchup. We've still seen Storm be a big key factor on the defense in a lot of these PvZ, and a lot of what the Protoss players have been doing is, well, first of all, this Void Ray we've actually seen a lot of. But herO, I mean, we watched herO vs Reynor the other day, and he played a lot of mixed up kind of builds with glaives thrown in there, obviously some Storm openings, some defensive setups from him. So there's been kind of a good variety of things kind of coming in from our Protoss players thus far. As the Oracle continues through, the Twilight Council coming up, Nexus on the way. And we just have the Void Ray coming back around down to that bottom side. Third Nexus will be building. So we get that going. Drones coming through. Queen in production. And we just have the Void Ray still moving about. The Oracle going to gather together. Younglings moving around that right-hand side, but not doing too much of anything as the Twilight and the Forge build into play. A couple of gates coming up, that Nexus coming through, and we have ourselves the charge producing as well. Get rid of that Ovi. There's going to be a supply block for Rogue. The Queens are there to pretty quickly turn the Void Ray back the other way. Again, Rotor and Evo Chamber all coming up. A couple of Overlords still coming in. The Stalker going to be there to push the Overlord a little bit as well. So far, so good there for the most part, as we just have some extra gates coming up. The charge and the +1 coming through. Again, Proby still coming in as well. Just going to be seeing our Stalker settling down between a couple of things. The Lings are going to continue to come across here. They're going to hit that Stalker and not really be able to do much else. Battling Roach Army continues to come through at the moment. Overlord Speed coming about a complete. Templar Archive is coming into play. We just see a few more probies building up from herO. There's the Dropper Lord, though, so it is aggression from Rogue. He wants to get across the map. I mean, the Overlord Speed's a very good indicator of that in the first place. Just going to see now Oracle going to be there. Just going to see the couple of Lings coming down. Still just having the cannon and the Templar Archives coming up as well. Those few Zerglings are going to get down, and I mean, that's a little bit of a cancel. So already kind of doing well, getting rid of the battery without any other units being here. herO does not realize how aggressive Rogue is being, and with Blink only just now starting, he is a long way off having a defense ready. herO. I mean, he's got charge, so the charge loss on the other side will put some work in. The Queens do transfuse their Dropper Lord to good HP, and the Void Ray push back. I mean, this base is going to go down, don't get me wrong. The Zealots on the other side are putting in some work. We're not really dealing with those at all just yet, but there is nothing to deal with the Zerg army either. So both sides of this are going to see some issues. Dropper Lord comes in the front, the Void Ray now gone. Trying to get the battery and pylons going at the front as well. That's the sort of defense we probably just need right now from herO to make this work out. Corrosive Files will do a lot against this. We need to make our way through. herO's wall-off creating a lot of opportunity and a lot of time. We're just trying to pull back into this main base to finally deal with these Zealots. There is +1 done from herO as well. Kind of funny, really. herO's just like, I'm gonna build +1 charge and just attack you. And he's just like, meanwhile, you know, Rogue is completely all in, attacking him, and herO just holds his natural, and it's not even a contest. Like obviously, what herO does is aggressive. I mean, Rogue is even gonna kill the third Nexus? Probably not. Like obviously, what herO does is aggressive and has some commitment to it. But like Rogue is like all in, like if you don't win the game with this push, you're done. Meanwhile, herO is like, you know, Blink now on the way, the +1's done, his follow-up's fine, and the Zealots just go unstoppable across the map. Meanwhile, game number 2, as we have ourselves the red Protoss on the top right-hand side. I'm still giggling a little bit about of the silliness of that game. Our red Protoss player here in the top right-hand corner is herO. Taking on our blue Zerg in the bottom left, who you've got to be hitting your head a little bit against the wall. Like, come on, man. Like, I all in you. You do like a less, like I say, because what herO does is committed aggression, but I wouldn't call what herO does all in, whereas Rogue is more or less all in. And it's so funny to see an all in just not do as much as, you know, was essentially kind of a lesser version of an all in. In a way, maybe that matches up nicely, right? Because herO doesn't need to do tons of damage. Any damage is good. Meanwhile, his opponent must win the game. And herO just kind of getting a defense at home is more than enough. There is a world where if obviously Rogue doesn't take any damage at home, maybe him just killing the third base is, you know, absolutely fine. But him killing the third base would not be as simple if those Zealots were there defensively, or if those Zealots were Stalkers and then Blink was on the way much sooner. You know, so those are the kind of the question marks that kind of come up and kind of arrive in this discussion and analysis of what went down. Well, game 2, we'll see if Rogue sticks to more kind of similarly kind of aggression timings, or if he has maybe another idea as to what he wants to get up to here. Spawn pool coming up, Cybercore on the way in. Lings, Queens, Link Speed coming up, and Depth and the Warp Gate coming online. Stargate will begin to build. I think it's going to be done soon. Adept is going to go for a little bit of a shade down into the map, so we'll see some map control being taken initially here by herO. Getting that underway as the Stargate Adept and the Warp Gate continues to come up and online. So we get all of that rolling initially. Let's see if we'll finish soon. The hatchery coming up. Next couple of moments. An Oracle on the way through. The Warp Gate coming by. Just going to see the link speed coming up initially as well. As we take a few moments. Stepped in the Warp Gate coming by initially. So far, so good. Taking a few moments to get underway. Queen's gonna get into that Oracle, and we see a couple drones going down. As the Oracle and Adept combo means there's a lot of things to target at once. We lose 3 workers, and then that's the cleanup. All the drones on mine, though, and it's a lot of drones, like almost a full mineral line pulled away, so impactful early on. Will Clem play as Protoss? No. Usually Clem only plays Protoss in PvT. I mean, sometimes he plays Protoss to play a bit of PvP when he gets tilted mid-series. I don't think he'll play Protoss. I'm pretty sure he's going to play Terran vs. Cross today. I think we're still close enough to the new patch and the change that he's not like lost all hope in the matchup, and so he's going to try and actually just make it work. He did yesterday. Amazing. He's lost all faith. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, then I don't know. I'm not a psychic. I've got no idea. Adepts will step over, and they are going to head into that mineral line. Yeah, Stacy Wall's not doing too much. The Adepts just been an annoyance, and they will get a couple of drones now into the main. There's 3 workers going down. The Oracle trying to get set up as well. 8 more links coming about. A couple of drones coming online. And doing our best to just stay in this here as Rogue, who's just taken 6 drones of damage. So the harassment from herO is actually pretty hecking decent so far. Definitely not a bad thing so far to get some workers killed like that. Oracle's heading down toward that bottom left side. Melee upgrade coming up, +1 in the blink coming through. So yeah, actually Gate's coming over, and the Oracles dive into the main base. Queens will be there. Oracles activate. First Queen taking damage. You drop a transfusion down. Got that healthy again. The Queen's going to come back in from the right-hand side, turn the Oracles the other way again. Oracle goes down already. Second Oracle still moving about. As we just have melee, Blair, drones, OVs continue to come through. +1 on blink coming up. Just feels difficult for Rogue. You lose this amount of drones early. 14. Your economy is not where it's meant to be. Rogue is one of the most kind of, susceptible Zerg players to kind of losing workers to this early harass. I was talking with Harston a couple of weeks ago, and he was like, who else do you think of when you think of, losing drones early in the game? Like, I'm Rogue, yeah. And that was what he was thinking too, because he is just this guy. It just feels like the defense on those drones is never there. And that puts him into a lot of tricky positions in this matchup, which I would say was actually one of his stronger matchups to some extent recently. And then, because ZvT's actually been looking kind of soft, but then, you lose drones like this to someone like herO, and your chances of winning are already kind of down the drain before you even get to play. He is going to play some Ling Bane. He's going to follow it up with Aspire, so he is looking toward Mutalisks here. And even more so, like going into mutas off of a low economy. Something you want to go into as strongly as possible so you can get your mutas out, start a strong transition, you don't leave yourself open to too many weak moments. There's just going to be many more weak moments when your economy has been shattered throughout this early stage and being kind of, dragged through the mud. going to make this very difficult. As the Stalkers step up, a couple creep teamers begin to go down. The Ling's trying to get forward there. The Stalkers step back. The Baneling speed +2 melee coming online right now, as the Infestation Pit is still about halfway done. Queens will shoot. Oracle will take some hits. Ten Mutalisks on the way. So we see a couple of creep tumors going down already. Just going to be seeing that Baneling speed going through. 12 meters continuing up. That's going to give us, like I say, that map control and that aggression. So we'll get that ready to roll as our Stalkers gather for a few moments. +2 attack coming online. Shields, charge, cannon as well. Add a few probes. Gonna see that Deep Beacon is about halfway done, so here we're looking to the future, and obviously it could be something just to help against these mutas as well. Do we have anything that can truly defend this Protoss army? The Lings are not going anywhere. herO only recalls a handful of Stalkers to deal with the mutas. I mean, that should be nice. He warps in a few here as well, already kills a couple of mutas off. They're killing quite a few probes. We try and escape to the top side. Don't think these mutas will have a great escape. The Stalkers blink underneath them. Otherwise, this army on the other side here from herO is just winning the game. As, again, just a lot of early damage done, and herO putting himself in a very strong position right off the bat and keeping it going for himself. GG's herO. 2 Rogue 0 so far in this best of 5. Guys, the problem in PvZ is it's just such... From the viewer perspective, I think... I don't know if this is a major problem, but I think from the pure perspective... from the viewer perspective, PvZ is very weird because very small things early game can just throw the Zerg off to a point they can't survive. You know? Like, herO is just so good at moving those oracles and adepts in different ways and finding the chance to get drones. And he has so many unique ways of doing it. It's not like he's pulling off the same trick every time. He's looking and playing and trying to do different things to get those adepts and oracles into those mineral lines. And Rogue is just not good at defending, so Rogue constantly plays from behind in this matchup. It's so tough to hold them off. I mean, you watch a Cyril, you watch a herO, they're way better at holding these things off, but man, it's crazy because like there's a lot of Zergs that really do struggle with this. I mean, it is, when you've got someone like herO doing it to you, it's just so tough. Here's the best PvZ in the world. I mean, yeah, but I mean, half the time he doesn't have to use it because he just plays the Oracle and Adept early and just wins. What's up, Kipsteer? How you doing? Thank you so much for the 21-month resub. Go Bugs! Down with the Protoss. Also, hello, Wardy. How you doing, mate? Thank you so much for the 21-month resub. I appreciate you. Wardy AFK? Oh, I'm here. I'm just chilling, reading chat a bit. My point is, you know, obviously it's not OP because at the end of the day, like, people like Cyril and herO are way more consistent at making sure those adepts and oracles don't get a lot done. But if you just can't keep up with the moves and the jukes and the jives and those oracles and adepts get damage every game, you're playing from a very bad position that's very difficult to recover from. Because it's just that impactful to the build order early, you know? So... The clan harasses nicely and kills the Zerg with the follow push. It's the same. Yes, but in TVZ, there's a much easier line of defense. Like, the difference between making sure these oracles, like, you've got to deal with these oracles and adepts with so little, so there is such small room for error, right? There's so little room for error because you've got to deal with these adepts and oracles with, like, split queens across multiple bases and a low ling count, because if you make too many lings, you're also already killing yourself. Whereas in TVZ, you have a lot more queens to help deal with it. It's there's much more easy to kind of stop it ahead of time. There's a lot less ways you can, the units can access from because they can't shade past you. The oracles can't fly into main bases. So it's a very different, vibe. But yes, if you out-harass your opponent, you should be able to take an advantage with the next push of the game. I'm just saying it happens a lot in PvZ because Oracle Adept is difficult to control. Or is difficult to stop. This is Adept shade through. We're actually going to recall instantly after 2 drone kills. Just going to keep them alive this game. As the Oracles will be arriving shortly into the natural as well. They're there right now. As they dive through, and this time Rogue maintains his workers. So we're going to ping at the Overlord, just a couple of shots, push that away. For a few moments there. Plus one and blink on the way from herO. So this time Rogue gets off to a much better start in this game, only a couple of drones lost. Well, Queen's going to be there, a couple of creep teamers going down. We do have the Queens able to push at the Oracles. Just get ourselves the Oracle activating. Creep teamer gets cancelled, and that's a lag spike. Wondering if that's me because I just had my Twitch chat reconnect, but 3:30 ping's pretty normal for us on Korea, so I don't think that was us. But now if anything else going on, it doesn't look like we're dropping frames or anything. He's still gathering up. Plus one blink in the storm. Continue to come through early. Punch gates, plus one in storm, the blink coming through. We just have ourselves the Hydra Den coming up. We get the plus one missiles and the roach speed coming through as well. Add a few overlords on. Get all of that settled into place right here as we continue to come on through. As what's up, Kipstier? Thank you so much for gifting this sub out to Paul. Appreciate the generosity of the gifted sub. Thank you so much. Quinn's going to be there, push the Oracle back over the other side. Just give it a little bit of a shove over in that direction as the +2 attack. Blink continuing through, the Nexus coming up, the Gateway coming by. And the Queen just going to be there to push that the other way. Ling's trying to get into that mineral line. The one probe takes a bit of damage, nothing major. And yeah, it's nice to see a game that we're actually going to really get to see a little bit of back and forth between. As the Lurker Den comes up, the Hive's on the way through. A couple of Hydras continue to come up and online. And +1 missiles, group spines on the way as well. So getting those Hydras nicely set up and upgraded. As Altus is going to be coming across. The few Zerglings backing off. Fleet Beacon coming through with the Stargate in production as well. Tempest on the way out from the Stargates, the Fleet Beacon up, so we're prepping nicely for those Lurkers. herO will have the ability to fight from range and fight from afar. And let's just see the couple Stalkers coming through. Overseer going down. There's a few high templars still gathering. There's a Knight is coming up from Rogue, so another way for him to potentially deal some damage throughout this game and just, you know, have some more options to be able to kind of reposition with and to, well, take any position with, in fact. So we've got a lot of that set up. And let's just have the Spire building. And size expands coming through. All those lurker upgrades, so we're just waiting on those in Rogue. Might even get a bit aggressive, but I like the setup. I like where he's at. And it feels like we've got ourselves a game here finally for this game 3 in the series. Air weapon starts on the Cyber Core, by the way, so we get air weapons coming up on the Cyber Core. And you got the charge and a couple Tempests coming together. Those 2 Tempests building from the Stargates rallying out in the near future. Let's just have 2 Lings going to wrap on up a Zealot, and we step forward towards the upper side of the map. The little Oracle dropping down a Revelation here to keep an eye on things. It's the Spire coming through, like I say, from Rogue. So you're going to have that option as well. Obviously, with Tempest out, we're probably wanting to just build up a Corrupt account at this stage. We're again prepping ourselves to deal with the fact that, you know, there is going to be an air army here from herO. You got to be able to do something about that. You can't just let these Tempests live and kind of, you know, chip away at you forever. So yeah, progress towards making something happen there is going to be a good little play. Corrupt is coming up. The first 7 or so on the way through. We've also got carriers coming up from here, so Rogue's probably going to need to just build the rest of his supply in as Corruptors. It's not even a lot, but I wouldn't mind him just kind of, like I said, as he trades a couple units out, just pure Corruptors for now, because it is going to be very air unit heavy from the Protoss side. What are we missing? I'll give you 2 seconds to answer the quiz question, guys. 1, 2... We're missing spellcasters. That's what Rogue is not going to have just yet, and that's the other thing I'd like to see him use a bit of a supply for right now, because realistically, you are playing currently no spellcasters at all. You need something to help out, otherwise your army is just not going to trade well enough. You're not going to get the fights you need. Vipers, Fungals, I mean, kind of a bit of everything, really. They all have their role to play in this matchup. You know, Abducts are obviously a big deal. The fungal growths can do a lot. Murals can be very good as well a lot of the time. And Link just continue to come about. We've seen Hydra stepping over, Stalker taking some damage. I mean, this part is fine fight for Rogue. Not a lot of units there from heroes, just trying to fight back and get some value going right off the bat, as the carrier still pushes through. The Lings and run up to the top. All of these Lings managed to run through that first storm. Famous plating, plus 2 melee upgrade, and the Greater Spire going to be finishing soon as the carrier. It's going to continue up. Hydra's going to get underneath. A few Lings going to be dropping down. Corruptors are going to be heading their way through over towards those Tempests. I mean, honestly, not a terrible start, but we don't really get those last couple of Tempests. Would it be nice to finish them off? The Storms getting a lot of kills and a lot of dead, low HP Overseers towards the end of this. The rebuild is 64 Lings, and now we see some Vipers added on as well. Not letting herO get down to the low ground base here, as Rogue does have very good creep spread as well. Tightness playing will come through as the upgrades not far from finishing really here from Rogue. Plus 2 melee going to be a nice one to have on his side. No adrenal glands is what I was looking for there, but that could be nice as well if we're going to be quite Ling heavy. Continuing through, make sure you get that adrenal glands, make sure these Lings are as good as they possibly can be. I worry because we're on Hive and we're not already kind of prepping for adrenal glands. I'm like, are we just not going to remember it? Because there's a world where that happens a lot. You just don't go back and think about the fact you didn't get that upgrade, which is now available to you. Lurkers get there, Zealots go down. There's a couple Oracles and the High Templars come up, plus 2 air weapons coming in. Zerglings will run by as a couple of Stalkers go down. The Spores are going to continue to relocate out to the front here. And a couple of Probies are going to keep on nibbling here and there as well. The army Still settling. Lurker's poking from afar. A couple of cannons taking some shots. More Lurker's going to wrap around towards the top side. Plus 3 melee, plus 2 carapace, all building through. The Lurkers take a chance to step back. The Zerglings trying to step through, but the Interceptors will make sure they can't get any further. The Lurkers continue to do a good job, and the Stalker out to the side there gets pushed away as well. Shield still coming through. We add on those cannons. Microbial Shroud not far from being added as a Rogue just kind of looks for, again, additional spell castings available to the army, right? Microbial was something that always did kind of work against the, the air army, and he's going to look for its use here as well. And hero's ended up on kind of the ultimate late game kind of Protoss army, so he's gotten to where he needs to be. It's a nice thing run by, because I feel like it's a decent distraction, although that said, there's a lot of cannons just spread around the base, so we're going to say I'm not sure what we can get, but we do launch ourselves onto a fleet beacon. You know what would make that better, guys? Adrenal glands. Be really nice to add on, no? Ooh, what if we just get adrenal glands, guys? Thoughts? Some probes pull in to try and defend the fleet beacon. It does not go well. As the Lings continue through. Whoa, big fight! Parasitic bombs are huge as well! We're going to dart through a lot of the storms initially. That was an amazing fight for Rogue. He just dives this army, and hero was not really ready to play. A couple of storms remaining at the end. Some Lurkers on the ground. The rebuild begins. 8 Zealots, Ultras, and Corruptors on the way from Rogue. Was wondering what he was going to rebuild with to try and capitalize on wiping out the air army in the most part. Obviously, it's not fully gone, hence the need for a few more Corruptors, but the Ultras are going to be a great addition here. Something that can be really beefy on the ground and really kind of help you to kind of power through the rest of that army that remains. Love that. So yeah, I think the Ultras are a reasonable choice. Neuroparasite also, again, a good ability to get online. The Void's chasing back to the other side. The High Templar going to be underneath there. Neuroparasite still coming up. The Tempest coming through. Just going to see those Ultras coming around the left side. Couple of Zealots. Going to get picked away at as the Spines will be there. Both the defense. Low HP hatchery, but it lives for now. Once again, the couple of Corruptors and the Lurker coming up as well. Ultra's is going to go diving by, just going to be seeing the Voids activating again. The Ultra getting chased away. Couple of Stasis Wards coming down toward the front. We do see 8 Infestors coming up. The Lings coming by as well. That's going to see our Tempest still building through. Just going to see our Tempest knocking down the Lurker there. A couple of Hydras in the front. It's gathering together. 8 Infestors, 2 Ultras, all building. Just having this army of heroes still looking to press at the frontier. 2 Zerglings getting picked away at. Stalker Rollers getting hit hard. And these Templars just putting the work in as we work our way through the center. A lot of work being done. Couple of Lings putting some work out as well. You just see them continuing to get going. I mean, nice from Rogue. He's won some fights. I love that he's still got great creep spread on this map. The scary part of this is he's still fighting a game where he actually doesn't have a ton of banked money. So there's always this concern right now where if you take a big fight, realistically, if you take a big fight, you don't have to rebuild, which is usually essential for a Zerg player. I wouldn't say his army is designed around being able to just kind of take a slower fight as well. Like, this is kind of a fight now, rebuild army. Fungal's going down. The Ultras dive on in, try and make this happen. I mean, it's hero supply that is plummeting. I mean, these ultras just have not died so far. The Microbial Shroud actually does help a little bit there, I think, so far. More High Templar finishing, 3 extra Zels coming up. Vipers looking to try and get an Abduct or two. Not going to be able to. The Corruptor gets jumped on the Stalkers, play cleanup on that. And everything else from here just regathers back to the upper right side. Things chase in. A couple of Probies already going down. A couple of Zels dropping. We see a couple of Templars getting active. The carrier as well overhead. High Templar still coming through. There's a couple of Broods just building. Corruptors and an Ultra coming out. herO has not had a bank either. So when I said that Rogue doesn't have a bank, obviously herO didn't exactly have a bank either, but just feel like it's more likely the Zerg loses a fight and rebuilds into winning the fight. Obviously, on the back of one fight, and then got me a bit worried for Rogue, but he won that fight quite convincingly, so he's okay. And now he's built into a very good army. A few Broodlords mixed in, the Spellcaster's still available, got a good amount of Infestors, a handful of Vipers. Army coming around the right side, still pushing up through the center as Corruptors and Lings continue up. The Ultra step through, a few probes going down. We're going to be having ourselves this Nexus going to get jumped on at the moment. So Nexus is going to go down immediately in the center. The Mortal coming about, the Corruptors coming through. Lings and Lings Corruptors still building up as we try and look for one more fight here. Big Storm's going down. Nice fight from Rogue. What a way to turn this series around, and we really needed it as well. Like, this had been a pretty rough series for him, and he gets a win in what's going to be a pretty solid kind of later game scenario. Played very well defensively early, did not give herO initially a very strong setup. And as you see the Brood stepping back, Stalkers coming through, and the +3 flyer attacks coming up as well. Extra Broods coming up. GG says herO, as Rogue is going to take a map, and that's going to be a 1-2 scoreline. Not a 3. Alright, in the top left, a red Protoss player. Up 2-1 is going to be herO. Can Rogue keep us in this series for another game? Can we get a game 5? Is that asking for a little bit much? Very solid game from Rogue. Took some great fights. Like I said, I was a little bit afraid at times. That first fight he took was such a big deal. Because he took such a, he was so good at taking that fight. He took such a good engagement where I think herO just wasn't ready. Love to see that, as it really did feel like that army of the pros was going to be hard to deal with. And especially in a world where a lot of the discourse around later game PvZ lately has been like, how do you engage a Skytoss army when those storms are going to coat the Corruptors for so long and do so much damage? So getting inside the range of those armies and just kind of getting going early was very nice. Cybercore coming up, Nexus and the Assimilator coming along. Match in the pool. coming about as our Overlord gets going as well. Here in game number 4 of this best of 5. We're the best viewers on YouTube. YouTube's been great lately. You guys have been awesome. Although YouTube did drive me crazy. Actually, until when it came to balance wine the other day, YouTube was worse than Twitch, which was kind of incredible. So, you know, not always. Yeah, appreciate you all tuning in. Thanks for joining us here for some LiuLi Cup. As we do have again two tournaments a day. It's a double tournament day. So after this wraps up, obviously we've got Clem Classic still to go. Then we have the OSC Elite Rising Star Finals. And we'll talk a bit more about the players in that a bit later on. It's a really cool tournament initiative, so excited to bring that to you guys later today. We'll be going into that pretty much directly as we wrap up the LiuLi Cup. Oracle coming through, a couple of depths in the shade. Wardy, you haven't complimented me on not balanced wine for almost a week. I did notice you turned a new page. Good job. Proud of you. Drones coming about. Queen is going to get going as we just take a few moments to settle down. A couple of depths moving. And we have ourselves the Stalker going to take a chance to ping away at the Overlord for a few moments as well. Seeing the couple of overleys continuing through then, the Queen in production. And yeah, Nexus will start from herO on the third base of Persephone. Kind of interested as to what Persephone brings us here and to see what sort of style Rogue plays. The kind of the direction of this map and it being kind of set up in kind of lines of attacks is the kind of setup which kind of encourages lurkers a lot, because you can usually get the lurkers into very good defensive positions a lot of the time. We'll see Rogue getting into lurkers fairly quickly that last game. Maybe we'll see something similar here again this time as we settle in. A couple Queens and Lings going to join. Twilight and Forge coming up. The Roach getting built. Let's settle down here for a couple of moments. What I almost always watch on Twitch, but I did notice you're streaming your YouTube recommendations much more frequently than before. Yeah, I mean, the crazy thing about YouTube is that YouTube really has so much discoverability just based on how much YouTube likes you. like on Twitch, I feel like unless you get front page on Twitch, it's very hard for Twitch to make you discoverable, so it's it's whatever. But YouTube is such people turn on YouTube and they see something like, oh, I'm actually going to click on that, you know, so much more. People watch so many more things on YouTube. So if YouTube is in the mood of promoting your stream, yeah, the viewership's going to be up. And obviously if you have some good streams that goes up, it's there's a lot of things that go into it, but it really has such an impact based on how much you please, like I say, you please the algorithm, right? If the algorithm likes you, if the algorithm is your friend, then you're going to start just doing better and better. It's so noticeable on YouTube. Which is kind of frustrating in a way, because sometimes it feels out of your hands and it feels like you're trying to produce content for the algorithm more than produce content for the viewers, but I mean, you just have to kind of find a happy middle ground and hope that it works, I guess, a lot of the time. Anyway, just yapping while we wait for something a bit more intriguing to happen. It's Temple Archives, it's Charge. There's a Spire fairly early here from Rogue, so he's going to play a Spire again early in this game. Obviously, the mutas earlier on today, I mean, that came off of him having a rough early game, so him not having a bad early game this time, no drones lost, is a much better case for him to then go into mutas and successfully be with those mutas, so I like that a lot. Let's see if it can work out for him, because this should look different to the muta attempt earlier where he was kind of dead the moment he chose to go mutas off of such a terrible early game start. The moment that hero attacked him, he just fell over and died. Let's just see the charge and the +1 coming up. The Spire is about to finish. Couple of hatches. Melee upgrade coming on through as well. $11 Mutalisks on the way over. Melee upgrade is producing. The Ling's going to back away from the few Zealots and the Stalker. 5 High Templar coming up. The +1 attack upgrade is on the way on the Forge. Oracle's turned back around. Phoenix still coming through. We are going to be seeing the armor upgrade coming up. Archon on the way through. Flyer attack upgrade building on the Spire. And obviously those first mutas are about to arrive, and let's see how much chaos they can cause. Preparations are being made with Phoenix production. We're going to have a couple Phoenix. If we're going to keep making mutas, 1 or 2 Phoenix off that Stargate is not usually going to be the be-all and end-all. Yeah, a lot of those mutas coming up. The Adept goes down. Extra mutas coming online. The +1 flyer attack, as I said, building still. So we really are committing to more mutas here. Are we a little bit? I'm a little bit afraid that this has not really been enough early, as the War Prism here will throw the recall down. Gets out alive as well. Not enough mutas get there. It is actually going to get on top. Phoenix going down. Archon Sentry. It's going to be jumped on as well. Is this actually just enough? I mean, are we just killing herO with mutas? We're just taking the fight? Nice little cleanup. That is going to go down. Well, mutas back away. That was such a weird fight to read. I'm kind of like trying to process what I just saw, but 7 Stalkers and 4 Archons died. We only lost 8 mutas. Obviously, a lot of Lings getting involved there and making a big difference too. This Oracle count is hilarious. The fact that these Oracles are just going to be impactful when there's so many mutas on the map and they are looking unstoppable on the other side. The mutas might actually have to pull back the other way. Oracles, I mean, they're just going to straight up kill a hatchery. So these Oracles are actually being huge right now. What an amazing kind of way for this game to go. That we've got mass muta on the field, and yet Oracles have killed a base. Now Rogue is still a 4-base Zerg, so we're not immediately overly concerned. I mean, hero's now building 2 Phoenix at a time. In general here, herO is aiming to end up as a player who maybe just has to play slow off of a lower base count. In theory, his army should be better at fighting, but when you've been reset once on that army because of that big fight that just happened, that's a little bit tougher. So let's see the Oracles activating. I mean, so both hatcheries in the bottom right side are going to go down. The Blink and the Phoenix setting up. So we're getting better setup here from herO. He's delaying a lot of Rogue's economy. I mean, now all the Oracles are dying at least, so that's something that really has... Amazing that these Oracles have lasted so long, but obviously the mutas were busy across the map. They were busy trying to do other things and be as impactful as they could be. The muta's still building up. Let's do flyer attack coming in. Phoenix is going to play cleanup then, and it's a lot of Phoenix. I was about to say it's time to add Corruptors, but we already have some Corruptors in the production tab. So yeah, Rogue feels the same thing. That amount of Phoenix, you need some Corruptors. You need them to tank. And if the Corruptors are with the mutas, you can put the mutas on the other side of the Corruptors to the Phoenix, and then the Phoenix either have to dive through, or they have to kind of stay back and try and fight the Corruptors. That gives the mutas time to deal damage. Bottom right side, Zealots are going to run through, but there's no base over there. Air weapons, Blink, Phoenix range coming about, +2 air weapons coming up. The mutas will get rid of a group of Zealots in the bottom right-hand corner. That's going to be easy pickings. We take those out, no issue at all. So easy pickings on that one, as the Phoenix get turned away again. The Overlord's still taking damage. A couple of those going down right away. The Ling Corruptor muta force still gathered up as the couple of Phoenix join in. The air weapons coming through. We look to try and dive over for a couple of moments right now, heading toward the top side of the map. The mutas will get rid of a Stalker there, and we are going to move our way in toward this location. That Nexus is going to be about halfway done. The Mutas still trying to get forward. The Corruptors as well trying to get through. The few Lings will take their chance and get rid of that Nexus. Like I say, this is where the Corruptors are great. Even just retreating away, you actually can survive a little bit longer. Now the Mutas are going to re-engage through, and the Phoenix are going to try and get their target fire onto the Mutalisk specifically. If we could actually just get rid of those Phoenix, that would be amazing, but it's going to be tough to do. You can see, again, we're dancing kind of away from the Phoenix, letting the Corruptors do the work. herO being kept back a good amount at the moment. Army supplies are still similar, though, but it's still about a 15 to 20 supply difference. And as long as herO is a 3-base Protoss, we're 13 minutes in this game. We are going to get to the point shortly where being a 3-base Protoss is an issue. So if we can just keep this 4th base denied a bit longer, I really think that Rogue is on the verge of getting this done. What the problem is going to be is if herO now gets the 4th base up, so many of the issues that Rogue has imposed on him in this game are just going to, shimmer away. Because all of a sudden, herO has a brand new base to mine from, a whole new reel of economy to work with, and that just keeps him in the game so much longer, while Rogue has given so much to the sole purpose of not letting the 4th base be a thing. So yeah, this 4th is a big deal, and defending this right now would be huge. herO using Zealot run-bys to buy himself as much time as he can, knock the economy of Rogue down as well, and that obviously impacts Rogue so that his base count does not matter as much as well, but it really is about keeping your own 4th base alive right now. If we can keep this alive, this game starts to take a very different turn. There's a lot more Corruptors on the way, as we really are dead serious about getting after those Phoenix, and I don't blame him. If those Phoenix go down, I actually think he just wins the game, because the rest of the army has clearly not been good enough against these Mutas. 4 Archons all at once. Maybe okay. Oh my god, the Mutas are clumping onto the Archons. Rogue, I can't watch. I've got my eyes covered. Is he okay or is he not? I have no idea. He's not. Oh my god, he just threw his Mutas away. Oh. Rogue, why? Why? I mean, the why, the answer to the why is the whole point I've just been making of how important it is to deny this 4th base. But I think that was such an ugly fight that that was not the way